For more than a decade, Triumph has been pursuing the goal of creating an entry-level model range to entice new customers to its fold. And after some false starts, the result is finally here in the form of the Speed 400. Developed and built in cooperation with India's Bajaj, the Speed 400 is the debut model for an entirely new platform, built around a 398cc single-cylinder engine. With it, Triumph will take on not only retro-styled rivals like Royal Enfield's HNTR 350, a key competitor in the Indian market, as is the Honda CB 350, and upcoming Harley-Davidson X440, but also the likes of BMW's G310R and KTM's 390 Duke in Europe and elsewhere. This is no reworked version of another company's bike, as seen with the likes of Harley-Davidson's Asian market X350, which is derived from a Xinjiang or Benelli design, but a clean sheet design aimed at the global market. Coming in at 398cc, the new single-cylinder Triumph engine, known as the TR series to hark back to previous singles in the firm's history, punches at a substantially higher level than most of its direct rivals in India. Triumph claims 40 PS at 8,000 revolutions per minute from the DOHC liquid-cooled motor, which uses similar tricks to the Bonneville's 900cc and 1,200cc twins to hide its modernity, with fins on the cylinder and a largely hidden radiator to give the appearance of an air-cooled design, plus an exhaust that cleverly hides the front silencer and catalyst to look like it runs straight from the cylinder head to the end can. The engine features a counter-rotating balancer shaft to strike a compromise between smoothness and the throbbing character of a single. It has an 89mm bore, the same as KTM 373cc 390 engine, but a slightly longer 64mm stroke to boost capacity and torque, which peaks at 37 Nm and 6,500 revolutions per minute. There's switchable traction control and a ride-by-wire throttle, plus an assist and slipper clutch between the engine and the 6-speed transmission. But Triumph hasn't opted to complicate the Speed 400 with endless riding modes. Despite a Bonnie-like look, the Speed 400 chassis, with what Triumph calls a hybrid frame using a steel main chassis, a bolt-on subframe and cast alloy swing arm, appears to be oriented towards sharp handling. The wheelbase is a short 1377mm with a fairly steep 24/6 degrees of rake and 102mm of trail. Throw in a wet weight of only 170 kg and some decent, if non-adjustable, big piston front forks and a monoshock rear end, and the recipe is there for some backroad fun. Despite the Speed name that clearly aligns the Speed 400 with the Speed Twin models, the gold USD forks, monoshock rear end, and radial front brake are far sportier than the Speed Twin 900's components and design. The ride is focused on comfort, and while the 400 is agile and has relatively light steering, it remains stable under most conditions, despite a short wheelbase of 54.2 inches. The Speed 400 is there to be enjoyed, and you can have a spirited ride when the roads get a bit more serious. Even when you up the pace, the chassis remains composed and predictable. The Speed 400 hasn't undergone European type approval at the time of writing, so there's no officially certified economy rating, but Triumph reckons it's good for north of 80 mpg. With a 13-liter tank, which means the Speed 400 should be able to manage at least 200 miles between fill-ups. The Speed's traditional roadster style with wide mid-height bars, a lowish 790mm seat height, and a narrow design that's intended to make it easy to get feet flat on the ground means it should be comfortable for a broad range of rider sizes. The long one-piece seat means there's plenty of room, and the rider triangle suggests a comfortable upright position that Triumph describes as neutral. The slip assist clutch keeps lever effort to a minimum, which is important, as for many buyers, this is likely to be a city bike with plenty of stop-start riding. The clutch's packaging is also designed to reduce the engine's width, making the whole bike as narrow as possible between the rider's legs.